Traders, welcome to today's event. This is Jim Simmons with Neuro Street Trading Academy, and we've kind of partnered up with Ninjacators to for this event. And so first off, really appreciate the folks at Ninjacators bringing us back in to get to hang out with all of you, and to all of you joining us. Thanks for taking time out of your day to be here with us. I know time is very valuable and very important, so thanks so much for taking time to be here. So really cool. All right, so. Let's go ahead and get started. As we get going here, of course, I do need to post our disclaimer. Can't guarantee results as much as I would love to be able to. Can't guarantee results. Products and services are for educational purposes. And please understand there's risks in trading. I'm sure all of you are well aware of that, but we still need to post that disclaimer anyway. So we'll leave that there for a minute. And then once you're good to go, just give me a yes in the chat box. We'll go ahead and move forward here. So. Good deal. All right. Cool deal. So let's go ahead and jump in. So what we're looking at today is, getting funded as a prop firm trader, right? I think a lot of traders in the industry, especially these days, we can see that the prop funding has even come a long way over the last decade here, right? A lot of great opportunities for traders to get funded. So how do you get funded? More importantly, how do you stay funded, and what's the realistic time frame that you could look to do something like that? So we're going to look at the performance and how we help traders accomplish these goals. Okay, so hopefully you'll notice along the way I'm pretty easy going. This is kind of how I am all the time. I don't get too hyped. I don't get too low. I usually, really try to manage my own emotions, and maybe that comes from 16 years of trading. I don't know. But I like to think of this as, just a bunch of traders kind of hanging out and talking trading. So hopefully that comes as a breath of fresh air. And throughout the event, if you have questions, feel free to chime in. I'll try to answer them on the go as we go. And if just so you know, we are recording the event as well. So if you got to run, don't worry about it. We'll send you a recording, and we can go over from there. So what is it that traders want, right? The reality is you probably can resonate with one of these items on the list here. We've got dependable results. We've got, consistent profitability. We've got reduced time to success and shorter workday and limited drawdowns. And all of these things are very important to us as traders. The reality is, though, all of us got into trading, and it's primarily for one reason, right? That is to make money. But more importantly, to make money in less time, right? So make money faster, less time, more money. That's why we got into trading. We had the idea that we could replace an income, supplement an income, offset an income, maybe set up income for retirement, maybe build wealth, maybe you have a better lifestyle, whatever the case. We all got into trading for a reason. And it wasn't just because the charts were really shiny and cool. We wanted to make money. And we wanted to be able to make what we, ordinarily would make in an 8-hour day. We want to make it in a couple days. Is kind of what we were after, right? So that is always the goal of traders. And with the advent of prop funding and prop firms, that opportunity is certainly there. The problem is for most traders, is that most traders don't make money. We've heard the stats, we've heard the stories, and we don't need to go into all that because we already know all of that. But most traders don't make money. And so what are they left with? Well, they're left with spending their time and spending their money trying to figure out the game of how to keep funded so that they can get paid. How many of you are there? How many of you are trying to pass an eval, or you're trying to get funded, or you're already funded but maybe trying to get to payout territory, right? How many of you are going? Give me a yes in the chat box if you're, or you could type in eval or prop if that's you. Yeah, so definitely a lot of traders here doing that too. Yeah, so it can be hard. So the challenges. It seems like an easy proposition, right? Seems easy, and it's not quite as easy as what we thought. And so the next question comes in, well, why is it so hard? Why is it so hard for traders to get funded and stay funded? And it is hard because I think we can look at the numbers, and if you've done any research on sort of the numbers of traders who fail prop firm evals, I'm sure you can imagine that number is pretty high. And of the numbers of traders who pass the eval and get funded, the number of traders who will blow out their funded account is also very, very high. And so it's it's a bit of an elusive concept to get there, right? So what is the problem? What is it that we face as traders that keep us from getting to that point? And it comes down to fear. It comes down to the fears that somewhere, and not just a fear that it's going to be difficult or time consuming or take a long time or it won't work or it won't be sustainable. Anytime we look to purchase something as traders, those of us who've been at it for a while, these questions come into play. Let's say you look at going into prop and you say, well, it's going to be difficult, time consuming, takes a long time, won't work. You look at joining a trade room. Okay, it's going to be difficult, time consuming, takes a long time, won't work. You look at getting some education. Okay, it's going to be difficult. You get the idea, right? All of these things creep into our heads. And why is that? Well, because we've seen that it's difficult in past. We've seen that it can be time consuming because what happens is you try this thing and that thing and none of these things work. And so all the while you just keep trying new things. And every time you do that, you tend to spend more time. I don't know if you've noticed this. I've been in trading for 16 years and I know these things because I've been there, done that. And my gosh, I might as well have a whole closet of t-shirts at this point, right? So maybe you spend 30 minutes the first time and then 60 minutes and then 90 minutes. And every time you try something new, it's like you tend to put more and more time into what you're doing. So you've seen that it's time consuming. You see that it takes a long time to succeed because you've been trying different things for years. You've seen that it won't work because everything that you've tried leaves you with a failed evaluation. You've seen that it won't be sustainable because every time you build up a little bit profit, you get close to that $3,000 mark or whatever that is. You get so close and that next trade kicks you out. And what happens? You revenge trade. And then what happens? Blow out the eval, blow out the account. Again, how do I know this? Well, first off, we work with thousands of traders and we run a school that's tailored to trading for prop firms. But also, I trade for prop firms. So how do I know these things? It's because I've done it all. It's not like I'm immune to this stuff. Um, so we get it, right? So those are the fears. But what are we so afraid of then? Why do we think it's going to be difficult, time consuming, it won't work, it won't be sustainable? It comes down to pain. What do you mean it comes down to pain? It comes down to everything that we do is to try and avoid the pain of trading. So you are profitable in a trade, right? Trade's going up, going up, going up. I'm going to take profit. Why do you take profit? Because you're afraid of giving back the profit. So you take profit. Sometimes you take profit early. That's the pain of avoiding the fact that you were right on the trade, but you didn't get paid. Right on the trade, didn't get paid. Well, what if you're wrong on the trade? Well, then you want to avoid the pain of being wrong. And so you don't take the stop out, you move the stop out, whatever the case might be, hoping that the market's going to go back in your direction because you want to avoid the pain of adding another loss to your log in your trades. And what happens? You blow out an eval. These are all things that happen throughout our trading journey. So how do we overcome the fears? Well, we're going to show you some of those ways that we can do that. It comes down to strategy. It comes down to conviction and belief in what you're doing. It comes down to learning. But the most important thing, obviously, is going to be discipline and being able to manage yourself, which is also going to have to do with mindset and psychology, right? I think most of us can agree that even if we had the best trading strategy in the world, some traders are still not going to make it. Even if they have the best trading strategy in the world, they may still not make it. Why? Because they still self-sabotage. They still doubt themselves. They still doubt the plan. Or they trade recklessly because they can't have a losing day, or they can't have a losing week, or they can't have a losing trade. You get the idea. Okay, so how do we overcome these fears? Well, the first thing is we need to be able to maybe learn to trade or see it happen, right? The first step to becoming a better trader is to have a plan. Some of you have a plan, it might be great. Some of you have a plan, it might not be great. We can figure that out. But it starts with a plan that actually works. How do you know that it works? You have to see it to believe it. right? Got to see it to believe it. So how do we see it? Well, we're going to go over that too. But first off, it's important to lead with transparency, right? No one should believe that we're good traders. Nobody should just take our word for it. Trust me, I'm a really great trader. You think that if we go to the prop firm and say, trust me, I'm a really good trader, they're going to give us a funded account? No, it's not going to happen. Okay, so we have to prove it. So just the same, why wouldn't that be the same for us proving it to the folks that want to trade with us? Right. Okay. So what is that performance like? Well, we have trades logged. The first thing is we have 2 live trade rooms. Okay, one that trades futures, one that trades stocks, and sometimes Forex, but mostly futures. And in our trade rooms, we don't just break down the markets. We don't just talk about the trades. We enter the trades and then we track everything so that we have the transparency that there are ups and downs in trading, one, so that you can accept those things as a fact that even if you've been trading for 20 years, doesn't matter, you're still going to have some losses. There's no way to avoid that. So that's the first thing. Proper expectations on what you should be able to get out of the market. The other thing is seeing is believing, right? Show me that what you're doing works. It will work for me, and it's worked for others. That's what we're looking for as traders, right? Show me that it works. Show me that it works for others. Show me how to do it. Can we all agree on that? Show me that it works. Show me how it works. Show me that it's worked for others. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so if you are second guessing your trades, maybe you're scared to get in. We talked about the fear. Scared to get in. I don't want to take a loss. Scared to stay in. I don't want to take a break even on a winning trade. You're scared to take a stop out. So you move your stop, or you get it, right? If you're second guessing your trades, we can build the trust with the proof, but more importantly, you can take the trades that we take if you want. I can't tell you to or not to. It's up to you. But what I can show you is a log of hundreds of trades. How many are we at? 475 trades to be exact. And we can show you the win percentages. And this is no nonsense. It's real numbers. Would I love to see this say 75% every month? Of course, but that's not real life. It's just not. And anybody who tells you that is either way better than me and I need to meet them, way better than our team, or they're full of it. But if they can show you, then hell yeah, I want to find out. How do they do it? Because I don't know, you had a little dip. December was actually a really good month. Don't let that percentage fool you. We made good money in December. January, yeah, wasn't great. It's how it goes sometimes. February, really great. Really, really well. We had a really great month of February. March, it's okay. I still got a couple days left. So don't you worry about me. We'll be fine. But there are ebbs and flows in the markets. Some days are great, some days aren't. Welcome to trading. But if you know that over the course of many months that you can stay fairly consistent with your numbers, then you know what your expectancy on being able to make money. You have a model, you have a system that works. Does it have to be the best system in the world? It just has to work. It has to work consistently. It has to work for other traders, and it has to work for you. Those are the requirements. That's it. That's how you make money. All right, meeting's over. I'm just kidding. So that's what we're after here, right? So we have several different trading strategies that we trade. As you can see, we've got a CWAP, which is an anchored VWAP, which is probably my favorite thing to trade. We've got a VWAP trade, which is hitting very well. We're trading a rally-based breakout, which is it's kind of like a supply and demand breakout. Now we trade order blocks. And when you see these numbers and you go, okay, percentages are great, right? Well, what's the risk reward? It's 1-to-1. All in, all out. 1-to-1. So if we can maintain a 66% or better win rate, That's going to put us at a 2-point profit factor, assuming we're at 1-to-1. We can make money with that, right? Now, if we're at 81%, if we're at 70%, this one, there's only 10 trades. I don't want to be unfair about it, right? There's only 10 trades. Show me when you get to 25 plus, right? And that's totally fair. And who knows? As we take another, 11 trades and get to 50 trades there, maybe that number will come back up again too. I don't know. All I know is when we have 4 different strategies that we trade on 4 different markets, MNQ, we trade all the micros, ES, CL, RTY, aka M2K. We trade these 4 markets. We have 4 winning strategies. So what does that do for us? Well, it avoids us having to force trades. Anybody ever forced a trade before? No, not us. Come on. You ever forced a trade? What if your first 2 trades out of the gate are losers? How many of you have revenge traded at that point? How many of you have lost a funded account, went out and bought a new eval, tried to pass it that day and failed that too? We've done it, guys. It's trading. That's how traders do this stuff. So how do we overcome that stuff? You have systems that work. You have rules-based systems that not only work for us, but they work for our traders. You have a number of different strategies and a number of different markets so that you don't have to just try to climb the tree to catch the cherry at the very top of the tree. You can catch the low-hanging fruit. Make your life easier. Take the best setups. Don't take all the setups. You don't have to. Take the best setups. Right? So that's kind of a glimpse of what we're doing. As added transparency, we also take screenshots of all of the trades that we take. Win, lose, draw, doesn't matter. They're in there. There's a losing trade. Oh my gosh. There's a losing trade. Hey, look, markets have not been great these last couple of days. I'm sure you guys are with me. There we go. There's a winner, right? Bought here, sold there. Okay. But we track every single trade that we take. They're all in here for transparency. Prove to me that you're doing what you say you're doing. There it is. Okay, so I'm the first one there with you too, by the way. I want to see, and here, I'll share this with you. You can copy this over and paste this in here. There it is. You want to see this one? I'll paste this in here too. The idea is we're all in this together, right? We've got a community. We've got traders that are trading with us. And yeah, when we tell you something, it's the real deal. So that's kind of the point to get across there. What about lack of belief? Again, a fear-based emotion system, right? You're maybe afraid of profitability or maybe afraid of the execution. We have trader success calls that we do. We have an onboarding call and a scale call. So 3 calls that we give to our traders, anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes each, where you can get help as a trader. How many of you have gone to someone where you've been able to have a one-on-one conversation about trading? Hard to find, also very expensive, right? You want to get one-on-one mentorship, very, very expensive. We wanted to add some component of this to where our traders, if they needed help, could reach out, book a time, and any topic is available. You want to talk money management? You want to build your money management system? Great, we'll do that together. You want to talk about how to stay funded? Great, we'll do that. You want to talk about psychological issues that you're dealing with in trading? Great, we'll cover that. Okay, so we've covered that in there as well. What about emotional sabotage? Well, we've talked about fear the whole time, and here it is again. So fear, greed, FOMO, revenge trading. Nobody ever is revenge trading, right? It happens. How do we avoid that? We have rules. Rules, rules, rules. Because if we have rules and we break them, well, then it's our own fault. We got nobody to blame but ourselves. If we break our rules, shame on us. There are rules. Don't break them. If you don't have rules, well, you're definitely going to break them because you don't have any. So rules-based trading, the idea behind this is to keep you accountable to something that you know works if you actually do it. If you follow this plan, you can make money trading consistently. Some days are better than others, sure, but you can make money trading. So step-by-step, rules-based. The idea here for our trades is One, to eliminate as much subjectivity as possible. If we can eliminate, I can talk today, subjectivity. If we can eliminate the subjectivity, then there's no guesswork. You don't have to fear the trade because you don't have to guess, well, is this a trade or not? Well, it either is or it isn't. Water is wet. It either matches your rules or it doesn't. If it matches your rules, take the trade. If it doesn't, you don't. If you've got what you need for the day, then stop trading if you want. It's up to you, right? But the rules are to help us stay on track. And the beauty is, if we have, we'll call it, we don't have bad days, we have rough days, right? Choose our words carefully. We have rough days sometimes in trading. If you have a rough day, you go back and you look at your trades. And if you're not taking screenshots of your trades, take screenshots of your trades, save them. But you journal your trades, you take screenshots, you go back at the end of the day, every day, good, win, doesn't, good, bad, everything in between. Go back and review, what were your trades doing? Did you follow your plan? If you did and you made money, great. If you did and you didn't make money, great. You did your job as a trader. And this is something we teach a lot in our academy is there's a time to be a technician. There's a time to be an engineer. The engineer is the one who designs the trade plan. You can be both, but there's a time to be one or the other. You can't be both at the same time. The time to be the engineer is when you're not trading. The time to be the tech is when you are trading. And if you do one at the wrong time, it's not going to go well. So follow your plan. It's that simple. There's no more fear of, well, what if this, that, the other. Your job is to be the technician when you're trading. Take the trade, right? What about sick of losing? Anybody ever lost money trading here? I've heard horror stories. I'm sure you guys have probably too. I've heard horror stories. We don't need to go into all that. But if you've lost money, first of all, heart goes out to you. I get it. I understand. It sucks. The money that you lost is gone. Please don't try to make it back. It ain't coming back. Okay. The money that you've lost is gone. The sooner you recognize that, the sooner you can move forward so that you can start making money off of what you actually have in your trading account. Because you can't trade off of what you had in your trading account yesterday. Yesterday doesn't matter. The only day that matters is today. You had a losing day today? Great. Tomorrow, it doesn't matter. You had a losing day Monday? Great. Today didn't matter. The only day that matters is today. What do you have in your account right now? That's what you're trading. End of story. Can't trade what's going to be there tomorrow, right? Okay. So we have a winning culture here. Multiple winning strategies, multiple winning trade rooms, and premium indicators, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But we've already shown you, trade rooms and all that, so we'll move on. I do want to take a couple minutes here, though, and showcase a couple of the trades that we've taken from the trade room together. So I'm just going to play a couple quick clips. I'm going to mute my mic, and I'll play these, and then we'll circle back after these videos. They're just a couple minutes long each, so we'll go through these real quick. Okay, so we've got a VWAP set up here on the breakout. So let's measure this out. Like that. Trade this on a different account. Let's do that one. So we got 21 by 23. And we'll sell right here. Okay. So the CWAP on crude that we're looking at here, that is not a valid CWAP trade because it never broke structure. Also trading into an order block and trading into VWAP. Now, if we're trading into VWAP, that's not necessarily a concern for me. but trading into an order block is. Order blocks are very, very strong liquidity, can move the markets. And so definitely want to pay attention to those. Okay, so we came pretty close. We tagged it, but didn't get the follow through. I'm going to bump this up one tick to 85. There it goes. Good. So we got the VWAP trade. It was great that we had the confluence with the order block here. So that's great. Cool. I like that one. Sometimes I just want to sit there and just stare at this trade for a while because it was such a clean one. That was a good one. So yeah, just a couple trades from our trade room. These are active setups that we take. This is a CWAP trade here, which is an anchored VWAP is what it is. We also had the VWAP trade that we trade out of a VWAP as well. So a couple good setups there. So what about how many of you have kind of lost the support of family or friends, and you got the naysayers, right? You can't do it. You've already spent all this money, you still haven't made it, and just do something else, right? Maybe you've heard that before. Maybe you're at the end of your rope. Maybe you've drawn the line in the sand for yourself. You've given yourself the ultimatum. It's now or never. We're going to make it or do something else, right? And by we, I mean, I don't know, all the people in our head. But we have private chat rooms. We've got a great community here, really, really great community that we've built up. Thousands of traders have been able to come through and work with us. And so we've got a really great community of traders. The way I like to look at it is we're all in it together. We're all growing and adapting, and I'm always trying to get better every day too. So that's what it's all about. What about confused on what to learn? Maybe you don't know who to trust. Maybe you've tried the online programs, or you've tried going to YouTube and trying to figure out what they're doing. And usually what happens when you go to YouTube is you get a video that looks amazing. Check out this amazing system. And oh my gosh, you're going to make so much money with this system. And it's just going to be the greatest thing in the world. And then you realize that you're looking at like one small sliver of the whole trade plan because they're only giving you so much. And even if it is a complete trading plan, they're still not factoring in everything else you need to know as a trader. And so what we've done is we've taken all of the most important concepts, things that you need to know as a trader to have a full trade plan. There are things that need to be in there. Obviously, you can't have a trade plan without trade management, risk management, money management. Those things are extremely important, of course. But then you go into the fact that you need to understand supply and demand and price action and order flow and liquidity and volume and multi-time frame analysis and structure and smart money concepts. And then, oh, by the way, you need to have a plan on how you're going to manage yourself, because if you can't manage yourself, you definitely can't manage the money. And if you can't manage the money, well, then none of the other stuff matters. But the fact is that if you're going to have, say, a plan and you trade price action, cool, trade price action. Well, how does that account volume into the mix? Well, I don't know. Well, how does that work with supply and demand? Well, I don't know. Well, how does that work with directional bias and multi-time frames? I don't know. All right. Well, we need to know these things, because if you have a trade plan that doesn't incorporate every one of these factors, then you have less than a full trade plan. And if you're wondering why some days your trade plan works really well and some days it doesn't, well, first off, that's trading. Some days it's not going to work great. But as a whole, it should work. Okay. It should be consistent. It should be consistently profitable for the most part. If it's not, odds are there's something missing, something that needs to be added in there. So when we teach the different foundations of trading, we teach the most important things you need to know. The idea here is everything you need to know and nothing that you don't. We don't have time to waste. It's all about how do we get to where we want to go as fast as possible. Isn't that what we're after? Do you want it to take a year for you to become successful as a trader? No, of course not. What if you can learn these foundations in, I don't know, 30 days? What if you don't have to learn all of these things to be profitable as a trader? What if you can learn them as you go? Well, that sounds good. Sign me up for that, right? That's what we're after. What about getting funded? One of them should look familiar, Trade Funder and Apex, right? Common names. These are, prop companies that we refer to, and our traders go and get funded. And just had somebody in the trade room today said they just got funded today. So it happens on the regular, right? What if you have no money to trade? Well, that's a great way to go. We can partner you up with one of these funding companies, and the education that we teach around risk management and everything involved is the idea of helping our traders become funded traders trading for prop firms on multiple accounts and, working to make a career in trading. That's what we're after, right? What about time and effort as a problem? Maybe you feel like you're not getting ahead or spending all the time on the screens and studying forever, and you still feel like you don't know. Trade with us. Follow the trades until you're confident in your ability to understand them and replicate them. But do you need to know all the foundations of trading to be able to trade with us? No. Do you need to understand the exact rules on how to get in and out of the trade to trade with us? No. We break down the trades in advance. We go over exactly where we're getting in and out. You can see the brackets, and we're showing where the entry is and the targets and all that stuff. So you could take these trades while you're still learning. Win-win. What about cynicism, jealousy, envy? Anybody ever seen somebody's success and you're like, how on earth are these people doing it? How did this trader do this? Maybe you've got a negative outlook. Maybe you're thinking they're just lying, right? I've seen it online, and I'm sure that's not so prevalent in these communities, because traders that come to these events genuinely want to be good traders and they want to get better, and they're in that position, right? We know that from doing hundreds of these events. But there are traders out there that go, oh, they're just full of it and they don't know. And it's just so easy to just poke and point fingers at everybody else. And why do you think that is? It's because they are not making money, so they don't believe it's possible. How could somebody else who's profitable take time out of their day to teach somebody else how to trade? Why on earth would anybody do that? Why would you teach somebody else when you could do it yourself? It's easier. It's easier to do it on your own. It really is. But I think you don't get to keep anything that you aren't willing to give. If you're not willing to give back in some way, shape, or form, I don't know. I don't want to go into spiritual things and karma and all that stuff. That's not the purpose of this. But I believe that if you give back in some way, then you get to keep what you have. I don't know. It's a good concept. And even if I'm wrong on it, does it hurt me anything to give back or to invest in other traders and help the trading community? No. I mean, we're around a business around it, right? So we have to make money doing it. But if we're not helping traders, then we don't have a business. So they kind of go hand in hand. But yeah, we love helping traders. And if you're convinced that everybody's not doing it, I assure you there are traders that make a lot of money trading, a lot of money. Some that don't. We hear about those, but when we hear about the success stories, sometimes it's hard to believe those. So we have different things that we like to do. We like to celebrate the success of our community. We like to give our community the bragging rights so that you can prove to yourself that it's possible, that you can do it, right? So how many of you are with me so far? Feeling good? Sound like what you're looking for? Sound like something that could help you? Let's go over the pricing, and we'll talk about next steps. Also stick around because I've got some bonuses for you as well. So Private trading community. We talked about chat rooms, private chat rooms. Intro courses. You get access to intro courses if you want to learn a new asset class. Great, got it covered. Foundations courses, basic to advanced. Everything from charting to price action to structure to momentum, divergence, order flow, all of it. All of it kind of encompassed in there. These are on-demand videos you can go through at your own pace. Price action course. This course and the next one that I'm going to show you here as well. Really, really proud of these courses. We've taken concepts that are really advanced and we've made them rules-based to where there's no subjectivity. I've seen, I've gone through some of these courses and it's hard to follow because you're like, well, why is that this way? Show me how. Why is this equal this? And we've been able to take some of those concepts and make them rules-based so that there's no subjectivity. There's an exact way to do it. There's a right way, there's a wrong way, and there's no in between. That's what we need as traders. This is a mastery level course. So if you want to learn price action and SMC concepts, we got you covered. Liquidity and levels, supply and demand, order blocks, fair value gaps, you name it, we got you covered there. Again, rules-based, very, very little subjectivity, if any, and very, very accurate, extremely accurate. And again, I'm proud of this. This is kind of our own little secret sauce on the process where it's unique to what we do, and it works extremely well. Strategy courses. So you want to learn additional strategies, indicators, maybe algo-based, maybe swing trading, scalping, day trading, you got it. Multiple live trade rooms, stocks, futures, we looked at those. And the total value, $12,465. I think when we look at numbers like this, it's like, oh, that's a lot of money. And I don't know if I believe that. And I get it. But the reality is there are traders that pay more than that and get less. Unfortunately, it happens. If you were to buy all this stuff separately, you could end up paying a good chunk. And so what we do is we have an annual subscription, and the pricing on that is $49.86. But alas, we will give you more. Stick around for some bonuses, and we'll show you what else we got up our sleeve here. What about, before we do that though, what do our clients say? We've got over 1,100 reviews, and they like us. I don't know, they like us. Apparently, we're doing something right. If we take care of our traders, if we help them, if we can show them how to get better as traders, then we get to stay in business, and we keep getting new clients, and they go in and review us, and they say that we're great. So that's awesome, right? It's a balance. We talked about that. Being able to help traders and run a business, and the two go hand in hand. You don't got a business if you're not helping traders, and if all you do is help traders, well, then you don't have a business. So it has to be a good balance there. What about bonuses? Workspaces, templates, you got it. You want to trade stocks? We've got all the scanners built out for you. You don't have to do it. Trade ideas, TC2000, we got it built out. All the settings are there for you. We took tons of time going through and building those out. Any of the workspaces we have for Ninja or any of the other platforms that we have available, we'll give them to you. Trade plan review. Maybe you have a great trade plan. Maybe you just want to have a second set of eyes, take a look at it. Somebody who's been trading for a long time, that can, second set of eyes can be good. We will do that for you. This is something that was very important to us to be able to offer something like this, be able to help our traders in that way. We talked about cheat sheets. There's about, I don't know, maybe 10 to a dozen different trading strategies that have been traded for, they've all been traded for a long time. They're all consistently profitable. There's, like I said, there's about 4 of them that we're trading right now in the futures room anyway. So those are all relevant. And we give you all these, and then we also go through them in a class, which I'm going to show you here in a second. Onboarding, if you want help getting indicators installed, or you just need a little bit of help with somebody to screen share, we can do that for you. Or if you just want to figure out how to get the best start in the program, where do you go first? What do you want to learn? Maybe you want to map out your education. We got you covered there. We'll do that with you. Inner Circle strategy class. Okay, this one is probably, to me, out of everything that we offer, this is the most valuable out of everything. And it's funny because they don't even have it valued for more. But to me, this is This and the cheat sheets are like why our traders join the program. I'll just tell you straight, right? This is why our traders join the program, is so that they can get there's three pillars that we do here. First is going to be foundations, market structure, divergence, all the foundations we looked at, right? So we go over these in a live classroom setting, small group. It's a small group setting, and you can ask questions, you can get involved, you can get help. We go through all this together. Pillar 2 is going to be sort of the advanced concepts, and this is going to be, things like psychology, mindset, discipline, money management, getting funded, staying funded, structure mapping, order block mapping, CWAP and VWAP mapping, all of that. Then we go into pillar 3, which is going to be the strategies. So we have a SMC order blocks, anchored volume, fair value gaps, supply and demand, VWAP, volume profiles, order flow, trend lines, and more. And there's more coming, I'm sure. But all the strategies we go through, deep dive exactly how to trade these setups start to finish. Okay. What about indicators? Anybody use indicators? We use a couple indicators in the room, not too many, but just a couple. But we have developed over 55 indicators for NinjaTrader. These are really killer indicators, really, really well done. Some of my favorites would be an anchored VWAP that I use that on the regular. And then we have a really amazing order flow suite. Those of you that want to trade order flow, got that covered. We've got trend line break systems. We've got an amazing momentum divergence system. Works really well. That's one of my favorites. We have structure systems, SMC systems, order block systems, you name it. We've got it. Got you covered. All of the indicators come included. So if you're going to join the program, we're just going to give you access to all the indicators the entire time you're subscribed. Okay. Trader success call. We talked about this. You get 3 private calls with an instructor. If you want to get some help or just, talk about what your next steps are, or maybe you want to look at how do you scale your funded account and so on, we got you covered there. Okay, so 3 calls there. So total bonuses valued at roughly 13.5. Just tons of value that we wanted to pack into this. The idea for this program was give you everything you need as a trader in order to be successful. Everything you could possibly need. We got you covered there. All right. So what are the next steps? Well, here's first off, just a combined value and everything all combined. It's about 26,000 in value. So ARC indicators are included. Yeah. Indicators, not algos. So I want to be clear on that. Indicators, not algos. Algos are only sold separately. But all of the indicators are included in this program. Yeah. Got you covered there. So tons of value there. We have a money back guarantee. What? Yes, we have a money back guarantee. What does that mean? If you go through the program, this is all 1 year. Yeah, it's all 1 year. If you go through this program, you show up to the trade room and you complete the online education and you participate in the class and you complete your instructor calls and you reach out for help when you need it. If you do all these things and you're still not there or not satisfied, somebody made a mistake. But you should be exactly where you want to be. But if you're not, no worries. We will give you your money back in full refund. Not a transfer, no, a full refund. If you go through these things and you do them, we're so sure that you're going to do well. And I can't guarantee anything, right? But I can tell you, if you do these things, you're going to be much further along and you're going to be happy with every penny you spent on this program. And if you're not, fine. We'll give you your money back and we'll give you a $500 credit to our stores just for wasting your time. How's that? How's that for a proposition? Nobody does that. And I think it's important that, for us, it's not a cash grab. We've got a lot of different things that we do as a company. And for us, it's about helping traders. Obviously, we're here to run a business, but we're here to help traders. And this is our way of showing, hey, we're in it with you. Okay, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm spending all this money and I don't know if I can make it work, whatever. We got you covered. So we do these things now. There are discounts available to the first, look, if you're willing to give this the time of day and look into all this and all that, we'll give you a nice discount. Okay, so don't worry about that. We got you covered. We only do this, limited time. You know how it goes. Bottom line is this: if you want success, it requires action. Plain and simple. You got to be willing to do something to see that level of success. And we're willing to work with serious traders. So if you're serious and you want to get to the next level, then we got you covered. I've got a link for you. We're going to kind of look to start wrapping things up here. Does anybody have any questions so far? Feel free to type in the chat box and chime in if you have any questions. I'm just going to go to this link too, just to see. Yeah, cool. So here's the link. What you want to do here, there's an old webinar that you can watch, or you can just, I'm sure they'll put ours that we're doing right now in here. Sorry, I didn't realize somebody's email's in there. My bad. So yeah, put your name, email, and learn more. And what this is going to do is it's going to book time with our team. We're going to visit with you. We're going to learn more about, what you're looking to trade and your story as a trader, and then go over more details, answer any questions you have, make sure it's a good fit for you. Okay. So that will cover you, and then you'll get access to everything. So just go ahead and schedule your, schedule your session, and we'll chat and go over everything. We've got some additional info in here, just some testimonials, and there's some videos you can watch. So pretty cool. Our trade logs are in here as well, if you want to go back and look through these as well. Satisfaction guarantee, right? So all that. So there's the link. Click on that, book some time with us, and we'd be happy to go over your next steps and how to get involved in all that pricing and discounts and all that good stuff too. There's not a monthly subscription, but I've got something for you. Okay. I understand, we've done a brilliant job of showing you our trades, and oh my gosh, we're so awesome, right? I say things facetiously sometimes, but look, odds are this is the first event you've been to with NeuroStreet. You have no idea who we are, right? You want to come in and touch it, feel it, get experience on what we're doing. So I've got a proposition for you. If you fill out this poll, which is, my gosh, it's a huge process. Now, just go ahead and fill out this poll. And if you would like a free guest pass to the trade room, just click yes. If you want a free guest pass, but you still have questions and you want to connect more, put I have questions. If you want to chat one-on-one and learn more about the program, just put I'd like to claim my free strategy session. We're going to talk trading. We're going to talk about how to get you involved. And of course, you'll also get a free strategy, a free guest pass to the trade room. So no matter what button you click, we're going to give you a free guest pass to the trade room. So click one of the buttons. So that'll make your life easy. So we will let you into the trade room for free. You trade with us. Just come trade with us. We know you're going to love it. And so you're going to want to join. So just come in and trade with us. I think you will love it. We've helped a lot of traders. We've got traders that are getting funded left and right. It happens all the time. What they do beyond that, look, I have no idea. They don't report in on like, here's my performance for the day. No, none of that. But I can tell you that we've got a lot of traders that are very successful. So we can help you. If you want to learn more, let us know. And we got you covered. So what else can I tell you? Any questions? Anything else you guys want to look at? Yeah, you tell me. We've got a few minutes, and then we'll look at wrapping up here. Pricing, send me an email. Here, let me post my email in here. Let me just do this. Yeah, if you're just curious on what pricing looks like, it's an annual program. Just send me an email, and I'll send you the pricing and what it is after discounts and everything. So yeah, no worries. Good stuff. What else? So yeah, so great question. So as far as getting funded, what we do as an academy is we help our traders learn about the funding and the trade plans and the trading, and we have the trade room and we have the education and all that. But we physically don't provide the funding. That is done through a third-party funding company. But we can absolutely help you on that journey. Definitely. I think most of our traders are there's a handful of companies out there now, right, that do a lot of funding for traders. Apex is probably the most common, I think. A lot of our traders trade with them. I trade with them. So micros only, yes, we trade micros only. The reason that we do that is that way everybody can trade with us regardless of account size. Just makes it easy. And then we can really size in our positions and good risk per trade and really get it dialed in versus going to the full size. And might have one trade that's 250 and the other's 500 or something. It's a pretty big difference. So cool. So I see the events coming in. Got a couple of you that have already gotten scheduled in, and more coming in. So that's great. Good stuff. Looking forward to meeting with you. Average stop, I have no idea. No clue. Couldn't tell you. I would say we trade on a 5-minute chart. I think NQ is probably 100 to 150 ticks. ES is probably 15 to 30, kind of somewhere in there, something like that. Yeah, it's more than that, Mark. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You get so much in the program, so much. But if you're not ready for that, that's totally cool too. Come into the trade room anyway. Come and trade with us. Love to have you either way. Yeah, so what else? But yeah, kind of going back. So the way that we size our positions is we look at, whatever the tick size is for the stop, and that's our risk, obviously. And then we just size the number of contracts we trade based on that. The trades are dynamic. You might have, like I say, one trade on ES might be 15 ticks, the next might be 30 or whatever, 40 or even 50, who knows? 50 is probably pretty big for ES. Usually less than that. Yeah, good deal. What else? Questions about trading in general? Nada. Good to go. Cool. So everybody that filled out the poll, we got you covered. We will get you a guest pass. If for some reason you're not able to do the poll, just send me an email and we'll get it over to you. So, oh yeah, hours. That's pretty important to know, right? We trade 8:30 to 11:30. So let me just draw this in here as well. So 8:30 to 11:30. This, of course, is Eastern time, New York. And we trade Monday through Thursday. Monday through Thursday. If you're a beginner, are you qualified for funding? So everybody has to qualify for funding regardless of your track history as a trader. You could have a trader who's been trading for 20 years. You could have a trader who's been trading for 20 days. Either one of them is able to get funded. As long as you pass the eval, you can get funded. So, yeah. VWAP stands for volume weighted average price. Let me go into a chart. I'll show you. VWAP. What's old Biddy doing these days? I came back down a little bit. That's okay. So VWAP, this is an anchored VWAP, by the way, which you can anchor anywhere on the chart. And I love some anchored VWAPs. As you can see, that is a great opportunity to buy if you're a swing trader. Let's go to, let's change this to 30 and 5, and let's go to futures. Let's just go to look at ES. Holy smokes. Thought I told you guys. Now what's going on? Nobody clued me in that they were going to be a sharp drop going in the afternoon. Sitting here with all of no, I'm just kidding. But that's interesting. Sharp drop after doing nothing all day. Thank you very much. Man, I would have loved to trade that one. It's juicy. That is a big drop, man. Holy smokes. So this is VWAP. So think of it like it's a volume weighted moving average. That's kind of the simplest way to look at it. It's based on volume profiles. And what the way that it works is it takes the price and the volume at each price to calculate out what the VWAP is. So it's based on a day-to-day. It's not a time thing. It's a daily VWAP. So that's kind of the standard. And then you have anchored VWAPs, which you can anchor at various points on your chart. And those can provide some really solid opportunities on, you can see the touch right there. These are really great to trade with. One of my favorite things to trade. Got to be trending, but yeah. Clearly that was not the case earlier in the day, but now it is. What's crude doing? Nothing. VWAP is kind of like a good equilibrium. If the market is kind of chopping back and forth around VWAP, then you're trading oscillating markets. And if it's really one-sided off of VWAP, then okay, we're trending. Time to trade the trends. So yeah, good stuff. There it is again. So we'll show you this stuff. It works great. It's a really good way to trade. Usually. Nothing's ever 100%, right? Cool. Well, I think that's about it. I don't see any other questions coming in. Oh, there's one more. How much the interest for funding and how does it work for traders? There's a lot of different companies that you can check out. I would say, Apex is a good one. They run sales a lot. I think they have a sale right now. You can check them out. Trade Funder is a good one to check out. Check them out. There's a bunch. Just look up prop funding for futures, and you can start to go through and kind of look at what makes sense to you. Some of them have trailing drawdowns where, you're in a trade and you're up $500 and you don't take profit, you dirty rascal, and you let it go down to break even. Well, now you've just chewed out 500 towards your drawdown. So it's just important to look at, is it end of day drawdown, intraday drawdown? I don't want to go into all the mechanics of prop trading, but if you join our program, we'll teach you. So there you go. Good stuff. All right, traders, thanks so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Thanks again for your time. If we can help you with anything else, of course, reach out. Otherwise, we will see you in the trade room mañana. We'll be back in there tomorrow morning, 8:30. We'll see you there. So thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. Take care. Cheers.